Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the staff and administration, I'd like to welcome you to Holly Heights 8th grade awards program. Before we begin with the more formal things, why don't we give a big round of applause for this terrific group of young-looking young people here and the excellent job that they did on the processional coming out. Tonight, we come together to recognize and acknowledge the accomplishments of our students. Many individual awards identifying students with special talents and abilities are to be given this evening, but we recognize and award each one of our students who will be completing a very important phase of their education this Tuesday, June the 17th. To the students, I would like to tell you how proud we are of all of you. And from a personal perspective, I'd like to say to all of the 8th graders, thank you for all the contributions you made towards the extremely successful year that we've had this year at Holly Heights. Now, as you enter into your high school years, it is time for you to begin steering and guiding your lives in the directions of the goals that you personally want to achieve. It is our hope that you continue to learn and to grow in wisdom to face the many important and sometimes difficult decisions that are ahead. And I know some of you have heard this before, so I'm going to take a little personal note here. Some of you that have visited my office on occasions have heard this last statement. If you make the most of your educational opportunities, the rewards will be many. Again, congratulations and best wishes for your continued success. This evening, Father Gillespie from St. Mary Magdalene's Church will lead us with the invocation. Father Gillespie.
Let us bow our head as we pray. Father in heaven, we give you thanks for all the gifts you place into our lives. The gift of learning, the gift of teaching, the gift of growing, the gift of each other, and most especially the most precious gift of our own lives. As we prepare to move on to the next step in life, we ask that you continue to bless all of our endeavors and keep us close to you. Bless those who have helped us to reach this point in our lives, most especially our parents and our teachers. Help us to remember always that whatever we do, whatever we are, and whatever we become is because of your goodness to us. For it is in you that we live and move and have our entire being. And we make our prayer in your name. Amen.
Next, I'd like to introduce to you Miss Veronica Walco. She's our Student Council President, and she will lead us with the flag salute. Would all of you please stand?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce to you a gentleman who has taken time out of his very busy schedule to be here with us this evening, Cumberland County Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Calipos. Dr. Calipos?
Thank you, Mr. Fresnelli. I appreciate the opportunity to be here this evening on this important occasion. I want to congratulate all the students, certainly particularly those who will be receiving awards this evening, and also congratulate their parents, their relatives, their friends who have supported them so well. I want to congratulate the teachers in this school who have given of their efforts to help you to achieve. You know, you're not going to believe this, but I remember many years ago when I sat where you're sitting, well, quite a number of years ago, and I think I still remember some of the things that went through my head. One of the things that went through my head was I hoped that the program was going to be relatively short. But the other important things that went through my head, I had a certain amount of apprehension and yet a certain amount of excitement about leaving the one school setting and moving into another school setting, a much larger school setting. Going from a smaller school into one in which I was not too sure that I might not get lost in the crowd. I wondered whether the teachers would get to know me as well in that large school, or whether the students would get to know me as well. And I wondered about things like whether I was going to be good enough to make the baseball team, or play in the band, or whether I would be able to be in the school play, be good enough to write on the school newspaper. Now, I looked forward to taking some subjects that sounded tough at the time, you know, like Algebra 1 or biology, and I looked forward to some other kinds of subjects like typing, and others that were listed in that big high school catalog. Well, I think that you probably have some of those same feelings, you know, those feelings of apprehension. If you do, I would say to you, relax, because you're quite normal, and all of us have these kinds of feelings when we move from one stage of our lives to another. Before I leave you with a few suggestions, or perhaps some of what I consider to be some good advice, I just want to mention something about the big picture. In the past 3 or 4 years, there have been several national reports on education. And in a general way, they've said about the same thing, that we're in a very technical society, that it's the kind of a society that requires you to be educated better than you've been educated before. And that in this kind of a society, we're going to have haves and have-nots. And the haves are likely to be those who are well educated, and they're going to be on the top of the heap. Those who are going to be less educated are going to have difficulty. They're going to be at the bottom of the heap, and they're not going to enjoy all the fruits of the lives of those who are better educated. The immediate results in New Jersey are here. There are tougher high school graduation standards. The test to graduate from high school is more difficult this year than it has been in the past. Soon there will be more credits needed to graduate. One will need an additional year of science, and an additional year of math, and an additional year of history. You get the picture. With regard to advice, last year I had an opportunity to visit the high schools in Millville, and I was very impressed by a broad and varied academic program of a number of different kinds of curricula: business, art, music, industrial arts, vocational education, a number of extracurricular activities, a traditionally strong athletic program. So what I know is that there are some great opportunities there for you to be what you want to be, for you to become what you want to become. But I also know this, that you have to do your part, that you've got to take advantage of the opportunities, that you've got to get involved, and that the more that you give, the more that you are going to receive out of that kind of a program in Millville. Mr. Frasnelli mentioned goals. They begin to become more and more important. I would suggest very strongly to you that you consider some short-range goals, you know, like the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, maybe a year. But you also think about some long-range goals, like what do I want to be, what do I want to do, and how am I going to get there? One last thing that I'd like you to remember is that you can do better than you think you can. We all can do better than we think we can. I don't know how many of you ski, but if you have, you know that the ski slopes are marked. Some are easier, some are more difficult. And on the most difficult ones, there's a little black square that says most difficult. If you go down the most difficult one, you fall a couple of times. If you're like me, you fall a lot. But, you know, you come back at it. And at some of the ski resorts, they sell T-shirts. It's got a big black square on it. And everybody knows what that square is, means what it represents, the most difficult. And the words across those T-shirts are, go for it. So I would say to you, as you leave here, and you look forward to high schools in Millville, I would say to you, go for it. And I say also, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, Dr. Kalafos. Now I'd like to introduce to you an individual who has done a lot of work in preparation for this evening's program and who is the educational leader of our school, Mr. Gary Stanker, Principal.
Good evening. Welcome to the 1986 Holly Heights 8th grade academic award program. This evening we will be honoring a number of students for their academic and non-academic achievement during their time here at Holly Heights School. Mother Nature has been very kind to us so far in holding off the rain. I just hope that the wind doesn't blow everything I have here away. First award this evening is what we call our PTSA award, and that award is for the student who has the highest academic achievement scores in 8th grade for this year. And that student this year is Pam Hayes.
Dr. Kalafos, Mr. Stanker, Mr. Frasnelli, faculty of Holly Heights, family, friends, and fellow students. Tonight we are taking our first of many steps on the ladder of life. In moving up to this first step, we have achieved the first stage of our education. The first step can be described 3 ways. The first is the step of knowledge. At Holly Heights, we have received our foundation of knowledge on which our future education will be built. In high school, people will take different paths to prepare for their future. Some will prepare for college, some for entering the business field, and others will train in the vocational field. No matter which path you choose to follow, you will be building on the solid foundation received here at Holly Heights. The second is the step of responsibility. Up until now, most of your choices have been made for you. As you enter into high school, you will need to make some important decisions which will affect your future life. You have to choose not only what to do, but what not to do. The third is the step of opportunity. As you enter high school, you will have many opportunities to meet new people, take part in after-school sports and various clubs and activities. I feel that you should take advantage of all the opportunities that are available to you. In conclusion, I would like to say to all my classmates, today we are moving up the first step. Tomorrow we are moving on to high school to build on the foundation we have received here at Holly Heights School. In the future, we will move out into our community and our world. The education we have received here will provide us with lasting support for the rest of our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Our second award is the Student Council Award. This is for the person with the second highest academic scores for 8th grade. And that one goes to Chip Seiferman.
Fellow students, fellow faculty, thank you. I have no speech made, I'm sorry, but I would like to thank all the 8th grade teachers for making this year as memorable as possible. And I'm very proud to receive this award. Thank you.
That's what Amy and him are going to do for funny for dance.
Our next awards are in the academic areas. Each academic area, we've taken the highest student in each area. The first area is math. We have 2 awards. Those awards go to Patty Watts and Pam Hayes. Highest overall academic average in the area of math. Our next subject area is language arts. These 2 awards go to Susan Key and again Patty Watts.
One more.
Our third academic area is social studies. And these 2 awards are presented to Richard Callahan and Brett Goodkin. Our last academic area is science, not meaning that it's any less important than the other 3. And the 2 people who have won these awards are Charles Chip Seiferman and Pam Hayes. Oh, excuse me, there was a tie also, and that would be Sherry Ann D'Amico. For as long as I've been principal at Holly Heights School, we've always had the Presidential Physical Fitness Awards. Well, last year they started a new program, and it's called the Presidential Academic Fitness Awards. I'd like to read you this. Presidential Academic Fitness Awards were established in 1983 by the United States government to recognize individual student achievement. The criteria for receiving this prestigious awards are as follows. 1, the student must attain a B+ average or equivalent in junior high school. 2, the student must receive a placement at or above the 80th percentile on a nationally recognized standardized test. In our case, this test is the Stanford Achievement Test. Each student who qualifies for this award will receive a certificate signed by President Reagan and a lapel pin. It is with great pleasure that we bestow the following Holly Heights students with the Presidential Academic Fitness Award for the school year 1985-86. The recipients of this year's Presidential Academic Fitness Award are Darren Blau, Susan T., Colin Konchak, Christopher Laban, Christy Lightoff, Veronica Walco, Pamela Hayes, Jennifer Young, Michelle Leegee, Richard O'Callahan, Amy Cook, Eddie Cox, Krista Fee, Vera McCluskey, Nikki Zimmerman, Rebecca Horner, Joan Riley, Brian Montemurro, Monica Robinson, Chip Seiferman, Nancy Gola, Patricia Watts, Melanie Clawritter, Felicia Hodge, and Sherry Ann D'Amico. "25 students at Holly Heights School this year in the 8th grade qualified for this prestigious award. Congratulations to all of you." Mob scene up here.
Yes.
Every year, we like to present 2 students with what we call the Faculty Fellowship Award. 2 students who are picked by our 8th grade faculty, for 2 students who have done an excellent job academically and also all around. Tonight we would like to honor the 2 following students for this Faculty Fellowship Award: Veronica Walco and Amy Cook. time, we would like to make a break between the awards presentations from the academic to the non-academic, but before we do, we'd like to have a choral selection presented by the 8th grade chorus members. this school year, 8th grade, we would like to honor Linda Jones, John Gardner, Vera McCluskey, Nixon. Chris Laban. Jonathan Yerkes. And Jennifer Young. Please don't be absent Monday or Tuesday. Okay, in the area of music, instrumental and vocal, as was alluded to before, besides all the academic programs that we have at Holly Heights, we also have a number of non-academic areas, and music is one of them. And I think all of you will agree that our band is sensational and that our choir did a very nice job. We would like to honor 3 students this evening in the area of music. The outstanding choir member. I would like to read what the music department has written here. To the 8th grade choir member who has consistently contributed in attendance and performance to the success of the Holly Heights Select Choir, Pam Hayes. Next music award to the 8th grade band member who contributed the most to the success of the Holly Heights band through their years at Holly Heights. And that goes to Chris Laban. And our last music award is to the 8th grade band member who has shown the most improvement in their lesson and band music during their 8th grade year. And that goes to Monica Bard. In our home economics department, we would like to present an award for outstanding effort in that area, and that goes to Tammy Lesser. In the area of industrial arts, this year we would like to honor Vicki Benarski. Vicki? Vicki's not with us this evening. Okay, we'll present it to her when she comes in on Monday. In the area of athletics, we'd like to present 2 awards for outstanding achievement in the athletic area to Eddie Cox and Kathleen McLaughlin. outstanding all-around artist, Clifford Webb. At this time, we would like to have our band do a special number for us. So for your listening pleasure, we need some of the 8th grade band members up here. Okay. I want you to know we're losing the heart of our band.
Derek will be here next year,
At this time, we would like to have the officers of the Student Council come forward for their presentation.
Good evening. As the 7th and 8th grade Student Council President of Holly Heights throughout the year, I feel it is a great responsibility. Not only as a leader, but as a person, you're obligated to make a large number of arrangements, decisions, and personal opinions on how projects and activities will work. I feel that my filling of this office this year has made me a better person. It has given me a greater sense of leadership, responsibility, and importance to the school and the students. There are many very important people who aided me throughout the year. They are Mr. Killian and Mr. Costa, Student Council advisors, Mr. Stanker and Mr. Frasnelli, who gave approvals to many of the activities organized, the 3 officers who I meet with each day to discuss ideas for Student Council, The 30 representatives from 7th and 8th grade homerooms who at monthly meetings voiced their thoughts and ideas, and most of all, the staff members of Holly Heights who cooperated so very kindly with activities. This year's Student Council-sponsored activities were a Thanksgiving food basket drive for the needy senior citizens and families of Millville, many various dress-up days throughout the year before and during Spirit Week, Senior Citizens Day at both J.C. Plaza and Parkview Court at Christmas time, Teacher Appreciation Day in recognition of the beneficial attributes of the teachers of Holly Heights, and 5 dances. Without the kindness of Mrs. Milley, the kitchen manager, refreshments wouldn't be available at dances, so thank you, Mrs. Milley. Our 5th dance this evening was organized by Mrs. Ingrid Blau, and the decorations were beautifully made by Mrs. Flitcraft and a committee of students. Also this year, for the first time, the Student Council held a rockathon with the money benefiting the March of Dimes Foundation for research in the fight against birth defects. On Saturday, February 22nd, 25 students rocked in rocking chairs for 6 hours, raising a total of $600. A representative from the foundation came to Holly Heights in April and presented the school with a plaque in appreciation of our healthy donation. 5 students were invited to appear on the March of Dimes telethon on the weekend of June 27th and 28th to be broadcasted on Channel 17. With the money raised from dances throughout the year, a fundraiser in autumn, and from the school store, which is open each morning selling various school supplies, the Student Council has purchased gifts which we think will benefit the school in future years. Presenting these gifts will be our Vice President, Sherry D'Amico.
At this time, I would like to present 2 gifts from the 1985-86 Student Council to Mr. Stanford and Mr. Fresnelli for Holly Heights. Would you please come up to accept them? The first gift is the 2 wooden steel benches that you have been sitting on tonight. We all know for some time you have been looking for trophy cases, so for your second gift we purchased 2 glass trophy cases to be added to the 2 in the foyer for all the trophies that the students of Holly Heights have received. We all hope that you enjoy your gifts this evening. At this time, I would like to present the Student Council Secretary, Monica Robinson. Thank you.
Good evening. At this time each year, Student Council Secretary presents to Mr. Stanker and Mr. Frasnelli the Student Council scrapbook of Student Council activities and events. It has been a great year for me, and I hope it was the same for you. With that, I feel that the scrapbook turned out great. At this time, I would like to present the Student Council scrapbook of the 1985-1986 school year to Mr. Stanker and Mr. Frasnelli. It contains pictures on the various activities that Veronica talked about. With your help, we raised money in that the Student Council of next year will get a head start. With that, I would like to introduce the Student Council Treasurer, Doris Nelson. Thank you and good luck.
Good evening. At this time, I would like to give the final Treasurer's Report for the 1985-86 school year. The balance as of June 2nd, 1986 was $1,203.69. As of right now, we have 3 outstanding bills. The first bill is for benches, coming to $106. The second bill, pertaining to pom-poms, is for $195. Finally, for the trophy cases, the bill is for $625. Our debts are now $926. We have not yet received either bill yet. That's why they have not been paid. So, with the balance of $1,203.69 will be reduced when we pay our debts of $926, leaving us a final balance of $277.69 for the 1985-86 school year. Thank you.
I am exceedingly gratified with the progress and accomplishments of Student Council this year. In the future, I hope to see the Student Council extremely prosperous and successful in all it may do. Thank you.
I would personally like to thank all of the students who worked so hard for the student council this year and for all of the gifts that they bought us and for all of the neat activities that they had during this school year. I've enjoyed working with them, and I hope they enjoyed all of their activities as much as I enjoyed helping them out with them. At this time, we would like to do our PTSA presentation with the help of Mrs. Mary Cormier, our PTA president. We would like to present each of the students with a congratulatory letter and their copies of the New Jersey Constitution, which we are required to give each student each year, and we will have that in a packet for you when you come up. We would ask at this time that you please hold your applause until the end of each home room so that we may get through it with each student's name being heard. Mr. Barbacci's homeroom. Mary Adams, Kim Airy, Iva Allen, Matt Armington, Christina Alvarez, David Ayers, Michael Bacchini, Dwayne Baldish, Monica Bard, Tracy Bassett, Vicki Benarski, Frank Benevento, Jeremy Bevel, Darren Blau, Joette Bonsma, Christine Brokel, Kelly Brown, Patricia Brown, Michelle Bruce, Joey Kane, Andre Clark, Crystal Collins, Ada Colon, Delphine Jones, Maria Lopez. That's Mr. Barbacci's homeroom. Mr. DiAgostino's homeroom. Robert Collins, Liz Cologne, Amy Cook, Eddie Cox, Don Kramer, Doug Cully, Brenda Corlett, Tiva Dacey, Sherry D'Amico, Daniel Dapp, Amy Darr, Sherry Denier, Conrad Dilks, Billy DeSario, David Dubuque, Gary Eagle, Sean Elizondo, April Erickson, Tammy Erickson, Frank Erickson, Robbie Estelle, Mike Fairhurst, Chris Define, Belinda Garcia. That is Mr. DiAgostino's homeroom. Mrs. Davis's homeroom. Tracy Bowser, Leonard Harris, Ann Jones, Carlo Quacchino, Yolanda Vasquez. This is Davis's homeroom. Mr. Hayes' homeroom. Finger, Todd Forward, John Gardner, Matt Garrison, Derek Glenn, Nancy Goa, Brett Goodkin, Derek Green, John Greer, Denise Hall, Sean Hartzog, Pamela Hayes, Chris Herbert, David Hess, Felicia Hodge, Michelle Holding, Dawn Hopper, Barry Hewlett, Michael Johnson, Linda Jones, Rebecca Jones, Ralph Keene, Connie Stelz. Mr. Hayes' homeroom. Mrs. Rieger's homeroom. Mark Kelly, Susan Key, Melanie Klorbiter, Colin Konchak, Debbie Kowalski, Jonah Kozma, Danielle Kruger, Christopher LeBlanc, Erica Larson, Furman LeBlanc, Renee LeBlanc, Christy Lydorf, Tamara Lesser, Chuck Lewis, Michelle Leegee, Randy Loper, Robbie Lohr, Jamie McMahon, Kim Marchini, Lisette Marte, Michelle Martin, Valerie Martucci, Tricia McCall, and Richard O'Callahan. This is Meager's homeroom. Mr. Shaw's homeroom. Vera McCluskey, Stacy McGregor, Kathleen McLaughlin, Brian Miller, Carissa Monahan, Brian Montemuro, Mike Moore, Walt Muse, Christina Narbit, Christopher Nixon, Julie Nong, Suzanne Boyle, Calvin Oliver, Lillian Perez, Aaron Peterson, Steve Pettit, Sean Phillips, Loretta Porter, Dwayne Price, Tammy Price, Stacy Purich, Lorna Reed, Linda Reeves. Mr. Shaw's homeroom. Mr. Wetstein's homeroom. Jose DeJesus, Paula Piper, Joan Riley, Ira Robertson, Monica Robinson, Anamaris Rodriguez, Antonio Rodriguez, Alicia Savage, Tara Saxton, Mike Sherbico, Chip Seiferman, Carmen Sejo, Joanne Schaefer, Becky Shannon, Stacy Schoen, Damon Shropshire, Steve Silvers, Raymond Skinner, John Slater, Mike Smith, Krista Suey, Lorraine Stevens, Jim Cerwilla, Nicole Verna. Mr. Wetstein's homework. Mr. Zeller's homeroom.
You guys gotta quit right there. Yeah.
for Mark Stiles, Susan Stratton, Rachel Tarasevich, Janet Taylor, Dawn Tehan, Andrew Terry, Tammy Tyson, Tricia Warren, Patricia Watts, Cliff Webb, Maria Weldon, Jason Westcott, John Wetstein, Paul Wilden, Shannon Williams, Veronica Walco, Kelly Wright, Jonathan Yertz, Jennifer Young, Athena Zavalis, and Nikki Zimmerman. That is this year's 8th grade class at Holly Heights School. Give them a big hand. Every year at this time, I have the opportunity to make a few closing remarks. I thought about what I wanted to say this evening. And ironically, Dr. Calipos hit upon the same areas that I was going to talk on. I believe if you listen to the speech by Ms. Pam Hayes, our highest award winner, that she hit upon many of the same things that Dr. Calipos talked about. I would like to basically talk about three things. One, I would like to challenge all of you to go out next year at Memorial High School and get as much as you possibly can from their academic program, so that in 4 years from now, when you are again sitting assembled as a class, only this time for your high school graduation, that you will be the best prepared students that Millville has ever graduated. I would also like to say, get involved. Dr. Calipos spoke of all the extra programs that are available at the high school, whether they be clubs, athletics, music, art, and there are many, many of them, drama. Any one of the different activities that are offered at the Memorial High and the Senior High. Get involved. Make the most of your high school education. And you can make the most of it by not only doing the academics, but by getting involved. And last, I would like to ask you to do something that sometimes we tell you you do too much. That's dream. Now, I don't mean daydream, but dream about all the things that you could possibly be. And as long as you keep those dreams realistic, there is no reason why you cannot obtain any dream. So I would like to close with, I challenge you, and not for me and not for your parents, I challenge you to get the most for you. Secondly, get involved. And last, dream about the greatest thing that you can be, and then go for it. Thank you. And last but not least, why doesn't the class give themselves a big round of applause? Let me hold up 1 minute. Before we start our recessional, because the program is basically over, I would like to thank all the people who have been involved in this, our PTA, staff members, And I'm not going to try and name them because I know I'm going to miss somebody and I don't want to cause any hard feelings. So if you were in any way involved in making this a success it has been, I personally and the school thanks you. Okay? We would like to invite all of you after the recessional to come inside, view our dance hall, because that's what it is tonight. It's a huge dance hall. It's not a gym. It's not a cafeteria. It's been converted into a very beautiful dance hall. So come on in, view it, but we would ask that you do leave. We don't have the room. We don't have the room to have all of you remain. Your students will be chaperoned as they are at any other dance. We also don't have the food to feed all of you. I wish we did. But I do wish that you would stop by and just see the decorations and how beautiful the room does look. And I would like this class of 8th graders to know that this evening has been made possible by the PTA for you, and that the money for it is from the PTA, and they've helped to make all of this possible along with all of your teachers and a lot of other folks in the building, a lot of other teachers who have helped out who are not 7th or 8th grade teachers, but have helped to make this the success that it is this evening. Thank you. And I would like to thank all the parents for letting us have your children and entrusting them to us so that we could do our best with them, and I hope we have. And now we're going to turn them loose onto Memorial and hope they can do as great a job there as they have over here. I'm going to look for your names in 4 years to see how many names I see on that graduation and honor list. Interested in a video of tonight's program, we did